10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody? It's Brandon of Cult Flick Symposium and Box Office Banner. How are you motherfuckers doing? The slasher icon renaissance is still in full effect, man. Maybe not as many this year, but we do have our full-on friend Ghostface, don't we? Scream 6. Now, them revitalizing the Scream franchise with Scream 5. I had a very mixed feeling on it. Now, I'm saying that because you'll see why that stands out coming into this sixth one. I had a very mixed feeling on it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it, but not nearly as much as I wanted to. Upon rewatch, I liked it a lot more. Sometimes that happens. We know as film viewers, but it does not happen to me too often. Happened to me there, and I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag. I'm really hoping that happens with this one because Scream 6 really let me down. Again, I'm going to come out and say it. There might be some bashing in this review, but go see it. It is a good movie, but there's things that I'm just tired of that are weighing on me. I guess, like, not even this movie's fault. It's like a carryover effect from other movies, and it's just, it's grown and wore tired to me over time. Let me start off just some positives. The kills, this might be like the most gruesome Scream yet. It is fucking brutal, and I love every second of it. That's what really had it, up there. We love that as like slasher movie fans. Diversity in the kills, not as much. This won't be a spoiler review, but, this isn't crazy what I'm saying. It's nothing that's going to give away the whole movie. But it just, they're there. Like, I do want more diversity in the kills. It's a big thing with the Scream franchise. But this one, we seen the shotgun blast in the trailer. That was cool. Really cool to see Ghostface do something different with that. So big ups already. But not a bunch of diversity beyond that. But it still works, though, because with the kills, like I said, they're so brutal. Like, it's like not just a stab. It's like, goom, 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 like going in. Like, oh, my God, the person's still getting stabbed. Which also kind of plays into a nitpick of mine. Not even really a nitpick, I don't think, at least. But a negative for me, but we'll get to that. Jenna Ortega, can't say enough about her. I love her, man. She's killing it, killing the game. I love her in all these horror movies. She's even better because she gets more, front frame screen time. And then her sister in the movie, the, final girl of this franchise now. I will give her a big positive. But this is like a mixed kind of positive because when I say that as like a final girl, just at her base, when she's just being a normal actress in the movie, she's not that great to me. She's just good, but she's fine. You know what I mean? She's not bad. We've seen plenty of good horror movies with bad final girls. It definitely helps to have a good one, but you can survive with having a bad final girl. I'm not even going to go there with it. She's a good final girl, not a great one. On merits of when she's just, being a person, being an actress. She's not overly intriguing to me, like, say, a Sidney Prescott. I'm always, even when Sidney's not in the thick of things, because we know how badass Sidney is when she's in the thick of things. That's what might make her the dopest final girl ever. But this girl, when it's just her, not in the thick of things, again, not bad. Just, she's not overly interesting. She's not off-putting either. So that's something I had a problem with in the first movie, but she's grown on me because that's where she's amazing. When she's in full-on kill mode, Sidney Prescott mode, she gives Sidney a run for her money, if not better. She really lives up to the billing, of having Skeet Ulrich as a fucking dad, dude. I mean, this motherfucker, Billy, like, she's him through and through. She's him personified. The way she just goes batshit crazy. We saw it at the end of Scream 5. That's not really a spoiler now. The way she teed off on dude, like, just her boyfriend murdered him to shit. And you're like, God damn, like, are you a serial killer? Like, you definitely got some Billy Loomis in you. This one, same thing. She continues to whoop ass. She does not back down. When she's going full pedal to the metal, she's amazing. So I definitely give props to her. She's growing on me even more. The rest of the cast, not bad. I forget her name in the movie, but she plays, was it Jasmine Savoy Brown? Is that her name? She plays Thaisa on Yellow Jackets. If you haven't watched that, watch her. She's my favorite character of the new characters, I think. I don't know. I love her. She plays like kind of like the horror nerd, like in real life, very relatable. She's like her uncle, Randy, very relatable again. Love her character. Her brother, he's pretty cool too. We've seen him in a few things. Don't know. I thought he died in the last one. Now he's back again. But other than that, yeah, kind of piggybacking off the kills. Brutality's good. Ghostface seems as strong as ever, which is always good. So those things are very good. But let's talk about some bad. Like Ghostface, man. Again, not really this movie's fault. Y'all might feel completely different than me, so don't buy too much into this. But this is yet again another time Ghostface has taken off his mask. I won't say one person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, 5 person, 6 person, however many Ghostface there are. I won't say. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, whatever Ghostface or Ghostfaces come out at the end. I've grown tired of not really clinging to what they're doing. Because, like, it's hardly ever now that the reveal is all that. It's usually, like, unbelievable. And now I'm to the point where, like, I don't really care about how good the reveal is anymore. I've just grown tired of having, like, the reveal be somebody that I just don't believe as a killer, I guess you could say. Even ones that have done it well. You know, like, you had the Culkin brother. Like, I'm just like, I'm not buying him as a killer. I'm not doing it. Jill Roberts' character, Sydney's cousin or whatever, I thought, you know, she played a good character, but the believability wasn't there. I was like, really? And then, like, her motivate, like, seriously, your cousin's gonna go? It just didn't do it for me. And I've gotten to the point now where, like, I'm beyond the motivations. I don't even give a fuck why you're playing Ghostface. It's just not gonna measure up. But can I at least get, like, an intimidating Ghostface, like, where they take the mask off and I'm not like, just like, oh, and like, I don't fear them. You know what I mean? Like just because the mask comes off doesn't mean the fear has to go away. I'd like just once in one of these new movies for the mask to come off and me to still, and this is my personal thing. Like, you might think these killers are scary or this killer's scary, whatever it is. But for me, when I'm watching this, I'm just, once again, it's a fatigue thing. And I think that doesn't help the movie because the movies come before it. Like, where I've written off, it's not going to be as good with the reveal and everything for me. Again, for me. But can I at least get, like, intimidating villains? And once again, villain or villains, it's just, mask comes off and I'm just like, oh, man, okay. That's him. That's her. Yeah, it's not there for me anymore. And that's starting to weigh on me. I'm tired of feeling like, when the mask comes off. I want that shock. And if I can't get that shock, at least give me a villain where they don't lose it just by losing the mask. If that makes sense. I feel like I do not get that from this fucking franchise. And that's wearing on me. 2, New York. Now, that's another good thing. As most Scream movies, if not all Scream movies have, they have some good, you know, homages in this movie that you will enjoy as a horror fan. Really enjoyed that, so we can't leave that off. But back to my point about New York. New York, if you're going to take it to New York, I want that backdrop. I want that, like, set design. I want that to have a lasting impact in some way. You know, like, you can feel it. Like, take the obvious one you can compare this to, like Jason in New York. Jason Takes Manhattan, Friday the 13th Part 8. When you're watching that movie, it's not even a good Jason movie. And it's not even technically in fucking New York. They filmed most of that movie in Vancouver, I believe. Should know that for a fact. I pretty much do. I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. But just in case, you gotta check all your bases, right? But in that movie, and they weren't even in New York the whole time. They weren't in New York at all, technically, like I said. But at the end of the movie, they get to New York. And it feels like the New York vibes are just off the charts, you know, as bad as that movie is. Some people might find it a guilty pleasure. I do to some extent myself, even though it's one of the lesser entries, let's be honest. At least we can say that. But the point is that that movie, you feel New York, you know, like you're like, damn, this is kind of like he's out of his element. He's not in the woods. He's in New York. It's New York. In this movie, I don't feel New York. Like, I thought that was going to be like a dope backdrop. I thought it was going to be like these dope set designs. I thought there was going to be, I don't know what I thought, maybe Ghostface running through the street like Jason, which doesn't make as much sense because it's Jason. No one's going to fuck with him. Ghostface is not immortal. But I thought I was going to feel that more. You know, you got what you see in the trailer, like the subway scene. I guess that has a New York vibe, but like, just doesn't do enough for me. And I thought for some reason that setting would elevate it. Maybe that's on my expectations, but it didn't do anything for me. And then last but not least, this really like was something that was harping on me for a while now, but this one took it over the top even more. And you know, as more movies progress, the more it kind of soaks in that just like, okay, this is just what this franchise is. But the stakes to me are just all but gone now. I hate it. Like, this is an underrated thing, or like that people don't think about in these type of movies. Like, it's something I always compare it to. If you ever watch the show Supernatural, Sam and Dean, amazing first 5 seasons. It's not that those first 5 seasons are just better than the rest of the seasons. It's also that the stakes are gone because we've seen Sam and Dean die so many times that they just come back. That's how it is in this Scream franchise. It's getting so fucking ridiculous with the way people are getting sliced and diced and cut up and stabbed and almost downright mutilated, and they're just fine. Like, you can't have that. This has been something within the franchise, but you know, it's enough to where, you know, you stretch your believability a little bit, but it's getting to the point where it's like, at first it was like legacy characters got that, but you know, like they would get it once, maybe twice, or maybe one certain character. Looking at you, Dewey, like you would come back for whatever reason more than the others. But now it's like everybody gets that treatment, even the people that aren't the legacy characters. You could be anybody. You get stabbed in these movies now, or you're getting attacked by Ghostface, you're expected to come back. Even if you died in the last movie, even if you died a few scenes ago, you might just pop up again. You're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, it isn't like oh my God, they're alive. It's I mean, I kind of thought they'd come back. That ruins the movie to me, man. Like, it seems like everybody in these new movies has already been stabbed. Seems like that. And they're all, like, living. I won't say who lives, who dies. People definitely die, but it's a constant. You even saw it in the last movie, and it's dialed up even more. Like, I've seen people now numerous times, like, just die in the last movies, and now they're still here, which is kind of like cool. I get to see that character again, but it's also like, why are they still here? And there's a certain person in this movie, and everybody was like, oh, they yelled their name, like, oh, the person's alive. I would say girl or boy, and I'm just like, oh, are you kidding me? How? He I guess I gave that away. That's my minor spoiler. Like, the person was just, what? How? It gets to a point where it's like, everybody lives. Just everybody's like, I should expect that. Like, it doesn't matter how many times the person got stabbed. This is just a made up scenario. Didn't even happen, or might have happened. I'm using it as like an example that doesn't necessarily pertain to anything in the movie. You get stabbed in the brain in this movie. It's gotten to that point where I'm like, they might come back. That's a problem, man. It's problematic to me. This isn't somebody stabbing Jason in the head. It's somebody shanking a normal, breathing human being. The killer, not even in this franchise, where the killer's completely human, but the killer in these horror movies, like your Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, they're supposed to take that pain and endure it and keep coming back. Even in those movies, the people, the bunch of kids, whoever they are, line them up. They're there to just get slaughtered, which is being done in Scream, but they're not supposed to have 9 lives. Stop giving these people 9 lives. And those things really ate at me and dropped my score for this movie quite a bit. And saying all that, though, it sounds like I'm shitting on it, and a lot of y'all probably won't notice it like I will, because a lot of this is just a personal thing for me. But these were the problems I had with the movie. I don't know if any of y'all agree. Overall, still a good movie, but I see right now I think I have it as my least favorite in the franchise. I got it at 6.8 out of 10. 6 and above is a good score to me. it wasn't a bad movie. I'll watch it again on the little rerun. And again, that's why I brought up 5. It got better on a rewatch. Maybe this one will do the same. Fingers crossed, because I love me some Ghostface like everybody else does. It's a big horror fan. But I don't even want to say it's the worst movie necessarily in the franchise, because it's, you know, it's well made. There is some great things about it, as I listed like in the beginning, especially the kills. But again, it's that fatigue of like just bleeding over into the next film where I'm just like worn down at this point on those few things. And the disappointment of, for me, the New York setting did not live up. Like I thought it was marketed like that was going to be something cool, at least to me. And, you know, it didn't work, but yet somehow also did, and definitely worth it if you're a big Scream fan. It's a good movie. It is, but I wonder if I'm on that island, you know, or if anybody else sees that same shit I do. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I hate to sound like I'm so out on this movie because I went on like the little rant at the end, but it's one of those, it's got a lot of highs, and there's some really good scenes here, guys. Like the fucking shotgun scene you see in the trailer, that lives up and to its potential, exactly what you want it to be. And there's another scene involving like, you know, like a ladder. I'll just say that. You kind of see it in the trailer. That's pretty fucking fun. I really enjoyed that. But there's just so many problems for me too, and a lot of it's fatigue. Not even necessarily the film's fault. It's just a build-up type of thing. So overall, man, Scream 6, 6.8. Not horrible though. Not like 65, which I also reviewed, that really let me down. But being the huge horror fan, even with the good score, this one did let me down a little bit. I thought this had great potential to be my second favorite in the franchise, and it might be my least favorite. But damn, dude, when your worst movie in the franchise is a 6.8 out of 10, and that's just my opinion, which is also my opinion right here, that's pretty good, right? All right, guys, check out Scream 6. Love you.